Hey, how's it going, everyone? Nick Salzman here, tattoo medium. What I get a chance to do is help people with spiritual matters and give them cool tattoos. So, what we're going to talk about today is a little controversial, and I'm going to give you an explanation that you probably haven't heard before. I'm full of a lot of unpopular opinions, but the things that I could tell you are really just kind of what I've pieced together over the years and just really deal with a lot of experience in the field. I read a lot of books, but a lot of this has to do with direct experience, okay? So, what we're going to talk about is how do demons come to be? What are demons? This is definitely something that there's a lot of fear around. There's a lot of beliefs that stems all the way back from the Bible, all the way up to like newer age standards. But this is probably going to be at least a couple videos to try and get us going in the right direction. If you guys have ever seen me post about Tartaria and the old world technology, mud flood, that kind of stuff or whatever. So basically what it comes down to is there was a certain group of angels that had a rebellion in heaven, in this higher dimension where they're supposed to be from. There was a certain group that rebelled, wanted to create their own reality. They basically believed that they were part of God and they were gods themselves, and so they were able to create their own reality that's separate from God. So what happened is they fell in consciousness. And there was a group of them that basically became the watchers over mankind. They were there to help guide us. They were there to help lead us. They were there to help inspire us as part of their way of being in service to help elevate them back up, right? But what ended up happening with those watchers is there was an even smaller group of them that decided not only were they going to try and guide us, but they were going to infiltrate and they were going to directly affect us, which is something that they weren't supposed to do. They weren't supposed to alter our DNA. They weren't supposed to try and alter anything about us, right? So this is where, if you look in the book of Enoch and some of the stories that are out there, where there's this small group of angels from the sect of angels that fell, of the watchers, that they were able to mate with women, human women, or at least whatever the women were back then. I have a feeling they were maybe a little bit different than they are now, maybe even more spiritual. So it's kind of a trip to think about that there is an angelic being or some sort of a non-physical being that is so close to us physiology-wise that it's able to reproduce. I mean, think about it, right? You can breed a horse and a donkey together and create a mule, but it's sterile. So what would happen is the very first ones that would come out of this creation between what's called the fallen angels and the humans would be the spawn of the Nephilim. The Nephilim were a hybrid. But the thing about them, you're going to have to find out in video number 2 what makes them a little bit different than us.